I am from Vietnam, and my age is about 69 years old. Mm, and my first name is Bon, B-O-N, and my last name, B-U-I.
Can you pronounce your full name for me?
Bon Bui Bui, that's your family name.
And then I know you're from Vietnam, but when were you born and where?
I was born 1946, and in Quang Binh, it is a province of North Vietnam.
Can you spell that hometown for me?
Q Q U R N G B I N H. Quang Binh.
Can you tell me a little bit about growing up there and about your family and kind of like your childhood in that town?
About my family,
And growing up in North Vietnam.
and I growing up or my kid.
You growing up.
Okay. 1954, I have to flee Quang Binh, North Vietnam, because in that time, my country have to divide two parts. From 17 parallel up north belong to the communists, Vietnamese communists, and down south belong to French colonists. My family couldn't live with the communists, so my parents make decision to flee the north. In that time, I just about 6 years old and third grade. And I have to fly with my father from Quang Binh to Huế. This is the old, very old capital of nationalist Vietnam. And when we went to the south, I got education from the south. And when I grew up until I finished the high school, that means 12 years. And my country need me to defend our freedom. So I joined the army. I entered in Vietnamese National and Academy, military academy. I spent 4 years in military academy and graduated with the second lieutenant, 1966. From that time, I chose many operations to defend my country against the NVA, Viet Cong.
Can we go back a little? Can you tell me about your family? Like, tell me about your parents. Did you have siblings? Just so can we kind of get the context of your childhood?
My parents, if we didn't leave flee the communist, they will kill my parents and my family. Because my family, we are a farmer, but we're rich. And communists, they dislike people have property or money or everything. They want the people have to have nothing. So they will kill everybody have money, gold, land, so that my parents make decision to flee. It is my parents.
When you guys came to South Vietnam, were your parents, were you again a farmer and were you again wealthy, or what was your life like when you were in South Vietnam?
You know, we have to leave everything in this north. We couldn't bring any more the money and gold, just a little bit. When we came to the south, 6 months later, my father died because he's old. That time he about 72 years old. And my mother had to take care of us. And we got supply from South Vietnamese government. And my mother also had to work very hard to take care of us, for we have time and enough food and enough everything to go to school. So I have a chance to finish the high school.
How many siblings do you have? Because you said she was taking care of us. How many brothers, sisters?
I have 12 brothers and sisters, 7 sons and 5 daughters, 5 girls. I am the youngest son. My own dad brother, he was a general of South Vietnamese Army. And when that time, my oldest brother, he was a major of National Military. And some my brother, they grew up and they have enough years old to join the army. In that time, we still have about 6, 2 sons and 4 girls. So my mom had to take care of 6 people.
So were all of your brothers in the army?
Right. Include me. That means 7. 7 sons in my family to join the army to defend South Vietnam and South Vietnamese.
You keep saying you joined the army because you had to defend your country. What were you defending your country from?
I told you before, we have to devise 2 parts, 1954, by Geneva Agreement. But the Vietnamese communists still want to occupy and take over the South Vietnam. So the government, our government, need to, all the people to choose the army to defend and protect the South Vietnamese Army, because the North Vietnamese communists, they want to occupy us. So that is the main reason why we have to join our army and defend our country, my country.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your military training?
The first training, I have 4 years in Military National Academy, Vietnamese Military National Academy, for 4 years. And I graduated with the with the ranks second lieutenant, and after 2 years in the battlefield and got a big fight, and my government choose me to have a training in the U.S. And I came here around mid-1968 for U.S. Marine Corps training. And until July 1970, I graduated from U.S. Marine Corps and back to Vietnam and fight again, communists.
What was your first impression of America coming here to the Marine Academy?
The first came here, I came to the Texas first, San Antonio. After 6 months over there, we moved to Virginia, Quantico. And at this place, we really have training about U.S. Marine Corps.
What was it like being in America? Tell me a little bit about like your interaction with some of the soldiers, or just being in America for the first time, and how is that different than your experiences in Vietnam?
I think not different too much, but just different. When I have training here, I have enough food, I have enough everything. But training in Vietnam, we shock a little bit. So, but both almost the same. We have very hard training. Night and day, rain and sunny, we have to training outside, indoor, but not too different, you know.
What did you think of the American Marines and soldiers you worked with?
You know, the U.S. Marine Corps, they did the strongest forces on the war. And U.S. Marine Corps joined with us in the Vietnamese War. Very, very hard. And infantry, American infantry too. But I graduated from U.S. Marine Corps, I still feel it easier than I have training in Vietnam. In Vietnam, we have training very hard, but we have to try to overcome. But training in the U.S., the first thing about spirit, we feel very safe. But in Vietnam, the military base may be attacked anytime by the NVA, Viet Cong. So we training, but we ready to fight. This is a little bit different like that. In U.S., we don't have to worry about safety until in the battlefield. But in the base, it's very safe, but not in Vietnam. We have to ready to fight anytime, anywhere.
And then, besides just what you thought about the training, what did you think about the Marines themselves, the actual people you fought alongside?
You know the Marine, U.S. Marine or South Vietnamese Marine, that means we need to volunteer. So if we are volunteer, of course, we have to high morale. From high morale, we have a brave. So, Marine, almost we brave. We are brave. That means not only Marine, and I mean all the soldiers. All the soldiers, we have to be brave because we have to fight in any time.
Can you tell me a little bit about what it was like to fight the Viet Cong?
You know, in my life, I estimate about I have 60 time to fight with the NVA. Small one have, average have a big fight. We have three big fight, very, very big fight. The first, 1968. We call it the Tet Offensive. The communists betray us. They sign agreement to cease about 3 days for the people celebrate Happy New Year. In that time, we respect it. We don't have any operation to destroy them. We cease, we stop it. But the communists, they betray, and exactly the first of the 3-day ceasefire, at 12 o'clock p.m., a.m., they attack almost the South Vietnam, around 36 provinces and more than 80 districts the same time. They attack the same time. In that time, we believe we have a 3-day ceasefire, and we give permission to soldiers relax, enjoy with the family for celebrate Happy New Year. So suddenly, the North Vietnam attacked us. Did a very big fight. And that time I was wounded twice. Just 1 week, I was wounded twice. And also that time, I promoted to the second or first lieutenant too. I had to fight very hard in that time. And after then, I put them back out of Saigon, my capital. And I flown to the Hue city and joined with the U.S. Marine Corps, put the NVA Viet Cong out of Hue.
So during that attack, where were you exactly in South Vietnam?
In Saigon. In that time, I have to fight to put them back, to put them out of my capital in Saigon. About 1 month later, I have to fly to the Hue because the Hue is very dangerous over there, and a lot of NVA over there. So we have to fly back Hue and attack, fight with the NVA and put them back out of the Hue too.
You mentioned you were wounded twice. Can you tell me a little bit about what exactly that meant?
When I attacked to the base, that NVA captured it, and I have recaptured it, and I was wounded in my eyes. So right now you see I have to wear it because at the light always make it look like cry. So I have to wear that way. And a week later, I got the one shot at the almost stomach. But I just in hospital about 15 days. And after that, I fly to the Huế, like I told you, to fight with the NVA and let them out of Huế too.
What exactly happened to your eye?
The one piece of B-40, they hit in my eye here. But the first time, my face full of too much blood, too much blood. And my corpsman, he said, "Oh, Commander, your injury is very serious. You need medevac." But I said, "No, I still here." But until the blood pour out very much, and I feel tired, and they bring me to the hospital. And after they clean my eyes, my face, and the doctor said, "Oh, you are very lucky. You just a hit right at the end here." And after then, he take it, and I have to rest about 1 week and continue fighting and wounded here again. And also just about lucky, about 1 week, I continued the operation. If we are commander, we got a wounded but not serious, we have to stay to command my soldier. Because if we leave them, we don't have enough officer to command.
How many people were you in charge of?
When I was platoon leader, I command about 36 soldiers. But at the last time I was battalion commander, I commanded 800 South Vietnamese Marine.
Now, you talked about wounds that you had yourself. Do you know that if you ever wounded or maybe even fatally wounded any of the Viet Cong?
The Viet Cong?
Yeah.
Wounded?
Yeah.
I couldn't count. And if the Viet Cong wounded, I also take care of them the same I take care of my soldier. I'm ready to rescue, to medevac them to hospital and treat them like I treat my soldier. Because when they are wounded or they are killed, they are not my enemy. They judge my enemy when they are strong. They face to face with us. This is the enemy. But when they wounded or they killed, I don't think it's my enemy, so I treat them the same I treat my soldier.
Did you lose a lot of your own men?
It's a sure thing. The last day of 29 April, April 29, today, 1975. When that time I commanded 800 South Vietnamese Marine and defend the highway number 15, southeast of Saigon. And I got the order from my general. He said, you must be delay the communist. Don't let them move to Saigon at any price. You know, the military like that, some order very, very strictly. With any price. That means we have to be killed, but we could move, we could withdraw. I asked, why like that, General? He said, we have a special mission. South Vietnamese Marine, we have a special mission to delay the approaching of North Vietnam, Viet Cong, to Saigon. At least 24 hours for the U.S. Embassy officials have enough time to withdraw out of Vietnam.
What was it like getting that order and knowing that was your mission? Can you tell me a little about what you were thinking? When you got that mission and you got that order, what were you thinking?
I thinking it's in my duty. You know, I was a militarist. When I receive an order, that means I have to do it. It is a militarist. But in my feeling, my heart, in that time, I can disobey this order. Because I know it's the last time, you know. The last minute, we lose the war. But I still keep my order very strictly because I thought American soldier and American our my alive, our friend, our compare. So I don't want in my heart, I don't want the NVA, the Viet Cong can capture or kill some American in Saigon. So I make decision to protect, defend, and stop the approaching of the communist. I don't want them to Saigon and kill someone American, because I think I would like to appreciate the sacrifice of over 58 American soldiers lost their lives for the Vietnam War. So it is the in my feeling, it is the time that I can I don't know how to, but I can help American. That's it. In this time. You understand what I mean? Okay.
And then, how did the mission end up going?
How mission is going?
Yeah, what ended up happening with the mission?
You know, we delay, and in that time, we run out everything. What do you think about the soldier run out the ammunition? What do you think the tank run out the gas? We run out everything. In this time, the North Vietnamese communist got 4 billion military supply from Soviet Union, Red China, and 14 countries of East Europe. And in that time, the South Vietnam, we got nothing from military supply from America. Even though my president Nguyễn Văn Thiệu sent a letter to Mr. Richard Nixon and borrow about $3 billion to buy the military aid for us. And we will repay it by oil. In that time, South Vietnam, we recover the oil, and we promise we repair the debt. But everything done. Nothing a dollar military is for South Vietnam. So I don't know. I cannot describe about my feeling, but I feel sad. I feel sad, very, very sad. And back to the baton that I have to defend the Highway 15, we have nothing but to accumulate a lot of supply, and they attack us. We under it, when we under it, and the NVA tank thrown over our head. And they kill a lot of my soldiers. Some of my soldiers, they want to run. But they back and they saw me still over there. You know, they in the battlefield when the soldier, they saw the commander still over there. They still over there. But if commander gone, they will gone. And I still over there. Just about 15 minutes, we can stop it a little bit. And after that, I have to move back a little bit and defend again. Stop it. Make how we can delay about 24 hours. And that time, my battalion, we lost about over 200 South Vietnamese Marines.
How long did you end up delaying them for?
How long?
Yeah, how long did you delay them?
I can delay them about 36 hours. And after that, we have to surrender. Because we run out everything. And the new president, he gave us order to surrender. So we have to obey.
So can you tell me a little bit about surrendering? What was that like and like what happened to you?
About what?
Can you tell me about surrendering? Like what was that process and what happened to you after you surrendered?
When we have to surrender, and the Viet Cong come to my base, and they asked me how many weapons you have and how many everything. I said, I don't know. You can get it. And he said, you have to talk with me. I said, no, I don't want. And he said, you want to be killed? I said, no problem. You can, if you want. But maybe I lucky a little bit. That guy, they don't kill me. They didn't kill me. And after that, I have to change my uniform. I wear a civilian and back to Saigon. because my base about 20 kilometers from Saigon. And I have to back to Saigon by my soldier. They have a motorcycle, and they bring me to, they drive me, they give me a ride to Saigon. And after that, about 2 days later, and the community come to my house in Saigon and capture me and put me in prison that they call re-education camp. They said, okay, you guys judge about the enlisted man and NCO, judge about 3 days to 10 days for class. And officer about 1 month. But just it is a trick. The first time I'm very innocent, you know. I thought, wow, this community just give us about 1 month for class, for school, learn about their government, their policy. I think it's okay. I thought like that. But after 1 month, they didn't say anything. After 1 year, they say nothing. After 3 years, they also say nothing. Until 10 years and a half, they release me out of the prison that they call re-education camp, concentration camp. That means the first time they threw me in the prison about 10 years and a half. And when the U.S. government meet the President Ronald Reagan, interfere with the communist government and let all the power, that means prisoner of the war, like us, out of prison. And they release me out.
Can you tell me what it was like, what the prison conditions were like?
Terrible. We have to they put us in the forest. No, nothing. Not any, look like house, food, nothing. They put us on the forest. And they surround by the police and soldier. And we have to do everything. We cut the bamboo tree, cut the wood, build the house, build the house, and we have to make the plan and plan the food. They just supply for us about 3 months with very small food like that. Just about look like corn, ammoniac, sweet potato, very little rice, and some salty. Don't have any fish or meat. About 1 month, we have 1 piece of meat like this. And they said it is 100 grams. Look like how many pounds, I don't know. They make in the document that they feed us 100 grams per month. But just about 1 piece like this for a month. And they let the all the country of the world know that they feed the prisoner like this good. 100 meat, 100 gram meat, 100 gram sugar, and but have nothing. Everything they capture it, they eat it. We have nothing. I before went to the concentration camp, prison. I was about 65 kilo. That means around 140 pounds. But when I released out of prison, I just about 70 pounds. That means about 35 kilo. And 1 year, 365 days, we hungry all. We don't have any day for our stomach full, a little bit food. We have to plan everything. We plan the vegetable, but they take all the fresh, and they give us the very, they give us the I don't know how to describe, but if the vegetable they eat everything, and after that they give us the extra.
Where did you sleep in the prison? Where did you sleep in the prison?
Sleep?
Yeah.
One person have about a space about 60 centimeters. That means around 0.7 yard. A space like that for each people. And some we have to lay down on the cement like that, and some we have to lay down on the bamboo bed. They make the bed they make by bamboo.
During you're hungry, you're sleeping on the ground. What kept you going in prison?
You know, in the prison we can eat everything. Insect. Even those small insects like that, if we can get it, we have to eat. Because we thought we eat it, we have some protein to survive. Because they don't give us the protein and a lot of my complex. And one more thing, very, 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 very bad. They plant the vegetable. But you know how they fertilize it? I wonder, can I talk the truth here or not? But if I thought the truth, it's terrible. But because if I not talk the truth, I feel it's not true. You know, they fertilize for the vegetable that we plant by urine and by shit. Every morning, we have to carry some barrel like that, shit and urine in it, and we have to mix with water and mix it, and after that bring it to pour to the vegetable. So a lot of prisoners, a lot of my friends, they got diarrhea. And when they got a diarrhea, they have no medication, no medication, no toothbrush, no, nothing. So they are very easy to get ill and kill.
So you talked about the insects that helped you kind of like keep going physically. What kept you going and kept you like mentally? What kept you going and like was there any source of hope or like what kept you going mentally? Does that make sense? Like what were you thinking while in prison?
That means you mean thinking in prison?
Yeah. Like how did you like get from day to day?
You know in that time I got nothing, but I still have a belief. The first thing I believe in God. I think everything must be arranged by God. And second thing, I never afraid about I be killed. I will be killed. I never afraid about that. So I easy. If I told them, if you want to kill me, go ahead. I don't want to live. But because I was a Catholic, I couldn't suicide. I couldn't kill by myself. And you can kill me. That means you help me. So from that, it make me have a strong will. So I never scare anything. It helped me a strong will, and from that, and my belief in God helped me to survive. But if not, if we just eat the food that they supply for us, I think we don't have a strength to survive. But because I believe in my God and I never scare, so I don't pay attention to this, and I'm ready to die anything. So from that it helped me to be strong.
When you found out you were getting released from prison, and then when you like were walking out of those doors, can you tell me what you were thinking? What was it like to then get out of prison?
When?
What was it like? What were you thinking? Tell me about how that felt.
Oh, because suddenly the South Vietnam we lose the war. 1 million of soldiers of South Vietnam and our government destroyed. Suddenly, I couldn't believe like that. But I think it is political. And I thought, if I was in prison by political, I will release out of prison by political. And I always talk with my friend. Sometimes their morals very low. And I told them, don't worry. We will have a day to get out of prison by politics so that we can survive.
But so you get released from prison?
Yes.
Tell me about getting released from prison. What that felt like. What it felt like to like kind of get outside again, like the feeling of being released. Do you remember that day?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that day.
You know when I was released out of prison, we call it a small and strictly prison. About December 9, December 1985. We out of strictly small, strictly prison. And they give us about one pajama. And they give us about $10, 10 piastres. And I wait for the car. And when I got on the car, and the driver and some people in the car, they look at me, and they are you prisoner of communists? But yes. Okay, come here. Are you hungry? I said yes. And so they have me some food, and they asked me what you need. I said nothing, thank you. And when come to my my area that they forced me to stay, I have only $10, 10 piastres, and I paid for the driver. And he said, "No, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay." And I gave you some more. And he gave me about 40 piastres extra.
What was that?
And I feel still good because I know my people still love us. After 10 years and a half, they live with the communists, but they still love us.
Can you tell me a little bit, do you remember the first meal you had after prison?
The first
thing you ate after getting out of prison, do you remember that?
The first thing I ate that the food that I told you, some people on the car with me, they gave me the, the bánh chưng, sticky rice cake. And long time, almost 10 years, I didn't eat it. So I like very much. I eat it very good. I feel very good. But the most I like, that means I still knew my people still love it. And I also not acro, that time not acro. Because in the car, they don't have acro. I like acro, but don't have at that time. But I eat sticky rice.
So then, can you tell me a little bit briefly about the time period between when you got out of prison and before you came to America? What happened during that time? What was your life like?
You know let's see. I released out of prison 1985 December. This is just like I told you, this is strictly small prison. But when I released out, this is also prison. Because every day I have to report to them. From 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., I have to release. I have to go to work, and 6 p.m. I bring the book to them, and they sign it. That means I'm here. They sign and they make sure I still there. And at 4 p.m. I bring back again. I bring the report again, and they sign again. That means they control me every time, every day, all the night too. That means I go into prison, maybe a big prison, just different, strictly small prison. And I have to work, but they don't have me to make a haircut, to haircut for earn money. They don't want me to teach someone, teacher. That means they don't want me become a teacher and haircut, because they thought if I a teacher, I will talk with the student, something against them. And if I make a haircut, barbershop, when I make a haircut for someone, I will talk with them, something against them. They don't want me to do it, and they force me have to do everything I can, but very hard labor. I try to work very, very hard to survive until 1990. I got a permission from U.S. government and grant me and my family a political asylum here. When I came here, it may be surprise with my wife and my kid, but not for me. You know, like I told you, I have a training here about 2 years, so the American life, it not to surprise me too much. And you know I saw the same 1968 when I came here, but in that time I came here and second time I came here in 1990. I saw the price of beer and cigarettes and the gas go up. 1968, I smoker, and I bought about 10 pack of cigarette, just about $1, $1.15 in the PX. But when 1990 I come here, I bought about $7. I could say, oh, this is surprise me about it.
Whether it be during your time in the small prison or what you call the large prison, was there ever a time you tried to escape?
Oh yes, I tried to escape. 1987, I tried to escape out of Vietnam by boat, overseas by boat, you know. Boat, small boat like that, overseas. But not lucky for me. And they catch me again. They catch me and they bring me to the court. The court. And sentence me 3 years more. 3 years more in prison. But just about 1 year later, suddenly I read a newspaper from some prisoner with me in the camp. I saw the information that they said the U.S. government interfere with the Vietnamese government, let prisoner of South Vietnamese Army out of jail. And I told someone over there, even though they judged about 1 year, they sentenced it about 1 year in prison and 3 years. And I said, oh, I will release out of prison before you. Because I estimate about that. You know, commander, we have to estimate. And we have to make decision. And I estimate that I will release out of prison before them. And I told them, are you sure? But yes, I'm sure. They are just look like my kids, you know. They are the children of my comrades, and they try to get out of Vietnam by boat, and they also be recaptured like me. And I told them, and exactly about 6 months later, the commander of the prison, he's, let's see here, lieutenant commander. He called me up to the office, and he said, you release out of prison. I release you out of prison. And you have to wait for the U.S. government pick up you. Don't oversee by boat. If we kept you again, you will be killed. I said, okay. Don't worry about that. I never worry about that. 1 month or 1 year, or I will wait. You know, I estimate right. When I was in prison, it's politics. And when I out of prison, it's politics. And I came here by politics.
So, when did you meet your wife in this timeline?
I met my wife 1986. When I just out of prison about 1 year. I went to her hometown and worked over there before I don't know her, I didn't know her. I came to her hometown and worked. And my friend also her friend too. And they introduced me to her. And she could marry Viet Cong. She had to wait for the South Vietnamese officer out of prison and married. And when the first time I met her, I said, yes, I thought that. I thought I am bright. You couldn't marry with a Viet Cong. Because I don't know, maybe they handsome than me. But she couldn't marry because the education of the Viet Cong is very low level. And she a little bit have a high education, so she couldn't marry with the Viet Cong. So she had waiting for me.
What was your first impression of her?
What?
What was your first impression of her?
First impression, right? In that time, she's still very beautiful. She's just about 32 years old, and I almost 40. After out of prison, I'm very thin. But I don't know why she still loves me, and I greatly appreciate about that, because they still have someone love her. That means prisoner. And from that time, I feel I'm happy, and I pledge with my heart, I will love her all my life.
So, Were you two married before you went to prison the second time?
I was married the first time, my first wife, but my first wife was killed when she overseas by boat. In that time, I didn't know her. You know, my first wife, she was killed when she overseas by boat on the ocean.
When was this?
When?
Yeah.
1985.
So, did she die before you got out of prison the first time?
No, yes, she died about 2 months after I released out of prison. She went to overseas by boat because she said she couldn't live with the communists. So she traded her life for freedom. If she got the freedom, it's okay. But if she didn't get freedom, she will kill. She accepted. My first wife.
So tell me the details of when, when you married your second wife, and then got like the timeline of when that happened to when you got thrown back in prison, and all of that.
When I married to my wife, the second wife, and that time my wife pregnant. She pregnant, and I wait about information about how about my situation. But the communist, they press it to me too much and my family. So I make decision. I told my wife, let me get freedom. Let me oversee. I couldn't live with them. I oversee if I success, I will bring you to America with me. But if I die, you try to feed the children, the kid. And I make, in that time, I know we can out of Vietnam, but I couldn't suffer, Every day we have to report to them. Every day I have to work very hard, very heavy labor. So I trade too. I trade my life with the freedom, and I make decision overseas by boat. In that time, my wife pregnant, she cried, but I still go. I still went overseas, and just about one day and on the sea, and my boat recaptured by the Vietnamese Communist police, and they throw me in the jail again, 3 years. But just about 1 year, I out of prison and wait until the 1990. I came here by referee.
What was it like to finally get out of Vietnam? Tell me a little bit about like what that felt like, getting on that plane and taking off.
On plane?
Like what it felt like to finally leave and come to America.
When we got the permission to come here, the IOM organization bought for us the air ticket, and they sent to us a lawyer. We call it a lawyer of a letter of information. That means a permission for us to enter to the U.S. And my family, my wife and my kid, and my parents came to the Tân Sơn Nhất airport and say goodbye to me and my family. My parents passed away. I don't have a parent but my wife. We flown from Tân Sơn Nhất airport, Saigon, to the Bangkok. And we have to wait in Bangkok about 1 week. After then, flown to here. Exactly 9 o'clock p.m. September 1990. That means almost the number 9. You know, with the Vietnamese, the number 9 is a lucky number. A lucky number. 9 p.m. 9 September 1990. And I thought my family and me were lucky. And when I came here, I got a support from public aid. They give us about 1 year. But, you know, to me, I think I need to cut it short because I know a lot of my company and the U.S. government had to help them too. So I try to cut the time that got supply from U.S. government short. So just about 2 months later, I begin working. I working when that time, they pay me $4.25. And I work 8 hours per day. And after then, I earn enough the cash, you know, for my family. And I report to the public aid. And they cut the cash. And they still supply for family about food stamp.
How did living in America compare to your expectations?
You know, American is, to me, is number one. American life, American, to me, it's wonderful. And today I was almost 70 years old. And I think if the world don't have American, don't have America, don't have USA here in the world, the Russian, Chinese, they will destroy all the country and everything have to search for them. So the God very công bằng là gì mà Mỹ? The God very fair. They give the world, the USA, America, to stop the Russian, stop China. If not, they will destroy the world. So to me, America, wonderful. I always teach my kid, you eat, you drink American food, you have to serve American. Defend America. You remember that. I always teach my kid like that.
How many children do you have?
I have 3 children, 2 girls, 2 daughters, and 1 son.
Have any of them served in the military?
Yes, my own daughter, she is a teacher now. And my son, when he's small, he's young, he like a military. But now he grow up, he have a job. I didn't hear anything from him talk about military. I don't know why. But my expect he will be a military like father.
How old is he?
Around 25. He's 25 now. He now is therapy specialist.
So, you say how much you love America. Is there? You mentioned how we like stopped giving you guys money. Was there anything else? Like, was there anything about America and its actions that maybe didn't please you?
I love American because Americans always want to help the people all over the world. And the American, they dislike dishonest. They like honesty. They like justice. They like freedom. And they respect the people. And they rich. And they ready to help. If you rich but you're not ready to help, to me it's not good. But if you rich and you ready to help the poor people, the poor country, it's very good. And only American can do that. Right now, China, they rich. It's rich. But they didn't help the country, the people. But if they help, they have to get interest, benefit for them. After then they help. But American, sometimes American help, American never got any benefit. That I love American.
Have you been back to Vietnam since?
No. Almost 25 years. I never come back. And I am American now, So, my life will be here. And if the communist destroy or collapse, and my country got freedom, got the democracy, maybe I got one time back to visit the last time my country, and I come here. Because right now, I take an oath when I become American. So I have to respect my oath. And I am American now.
Can you tell me a little, you mentioned you had so many siblings. Where are they now?
My own dad brothers, he was in, he's here in France. My brother in California, and one brother here with me. And two still in Vietnam. They couldn't come here.
By my count, you only mentioned 5 siblings. You mentioned you had 11, I think.
I have 5 sisters.
Okay.
And 7 brother. 6 brother and me. That means 7 sons and 5 girls. 5 daughters.
So
my family.
So I know you said you had a brother in France, a brother in California. Where are the other siblings? Where are the other sisters and brothers now?
And one sister here with me. That means in Urbana, I have 3. Me and my brother and my sister. And 2 my brother still in Vietnam. And 4 more sisters still in Vietnam.
Are you in contact with those siblings that are still in Vietnam?
I not often, but sometime my sister here leave me with me here. She come back Vietnam, and I got information from Vietnam by her.
And you never wanted to visit with your sister?
Here or in Vietnam?
You said one of your sisters goes back to visit who's here. You never wanted to travel with her?
No. I told you I don't like communists, so they still govern my country, so I don't like. I don't come back.
Great. You told me a lot about what you feel about America now. What was your opinion of America before coming to, like when you were during the war, and maybe even before the war?
During the war,
Yeah.
I graduated from U.S. Marine Corps, and I have many joint operation with the Marine, U.S. Marine, and Navy, U.S. Navy. So I understand American very clearly, and I understand American soldier very clearly, and we have, to me, we have very good relationship with American. And I got some medal from U.S. Navy when I joined operation with them many times.
Do you ever, whether it be Americans you served with or maybe South Vietnamese you served with, do you keep in contact with any of them?
I don't understand what you say.
Are you still have friends or ever talk to any of the soldiers you fought with over in Vietnam, whether it be American or South Vietnamese?
I still have some friend in South Vietnamese. They still in Vietnam because they don't have a permission to come here. But also I have some I know, not friend. I know some South Vietnamese soldiers. They came here, and now they can come back and to live with communists. But if I don't have any contact with them because I thought they changed about his mind about communists. So if they can live with communists, okay, go ahead. Live with communists. And to me, not. And I have a lot of friends here, not too.
In America, do you have any South Vietnamese like soldiers that you are friends with?
Yes, I have a lot here. I have a lot soldier, and I have a lot of commander here. And every year we have a reunion. I have many, look like a reunion of Marine, a reunion of Vietnamese Military National Academy, and my wife, she have a union with a friend of her school, and every year we have to meet together.
What does that mean to you to be with other South Vietnamese veterans?
We met together and we talk about the past, and sometimes we ask about family situation, family, station of the health and everything. But it is the most important is how their morale. That means to us, we have to build the high morals for us now and for our kids. So our kids, our children, and we can follow us to again the communist and don't make the communist expand, because it's very terrible about communist. We get together and we exchange the experience about how to teach the kid so the kid can have a strong will and stop communist expanding, because we know about it. Communist is very terrible thing.
How do you think, you talked about teaching your kids the strong will. How did you do that with your own kids?
We just show them the information in Vietnam now. You know, they don't have any democracy and human right in Vietnam. And the communists, they strip the Vietnamese people, and they corruption. They make my country is very poor, and they are the Vietnamese communists. They are very weak to the China. Look like they are henchmen of China now. They surrender with China now. And you know, China now almost occupied, take over Vietnam. Until 2020, a lot of Chinese will be in Vietnam. Now, you know, our country, they sell, almost they for sell for the red Chinese. So we have to let kids know about information like that and ask them, what do you think about that? Some kids, they answer me, don't worry, Daddy, I'm not Vietnam now, I'm American. I said, yes, right. Of course, you are American, but your father is still have some relation with Vietnam, so I want you know about this. And they said, yes, okay, we can find out. But the problem is, they have a problem about language, you know. The information and newspaper in Vietnam, the Vietnamese language. But my kid now, they have a little bit, they can speak and writing a little bit Vietnamese. So sometimes I have to read the paper and translate into English, American for them. And sometimes I learn from them from American language. So I try to, we try to teach them so they can understand clearly how is the communist. And I also let them to the Washington, D.C. and look at the communist victim in Washington, D.C. that Mr. Chalkwood just and a lot of again communist built it in Washington. Talk about communist.
What was it like to see that wall?
The wall, many times. Many times my family came over there
What was
because yeah, I want to remember my comrades. I have a lot of American advisors. You know, they sacrifice and they lost their life in the Vietnamese War, in Vietnam War, and their name on it. So every year, almost every year, I came to the Vietnam War memorial.
What's your favorite part or favorite thing about living in America?
Favorite?
Favorite thing about living in America?
Oh, my favorite living in America. The first thing, the freedom. Second thing, good people. Third thing, we have enough food and water and housing. And the most important in America, to me, that means the I don't know how the big heart. American have a big heart to the another country and to the people, another people.